Hey everyone, welcome back. So, El Museo del Barrio recently opened its latest exhibition, Estamos Bien, La Trienal 2021, the museum's first large-scale national survey of Latinx art featuring 40 artists from across the United States and Puerto Rico. The exhibition focuses on the intersectional approach to the concept of Latinx representing diverse generations, gender, ethnic, and racial backgrounds. And joining us to tell us more, please welcome the Museo del Barrio Curator, Susanna Temkin, along with guest curator and artist, Elia, Alba. Hello, ladies, welcome.
Hello. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Bueno, the question is, ¿estamos bien?
Estamos bien. It's a great question. And well, we hope it's a provocative question. One of the reasons we wanted to name the show Estamos Bien is because we were really, thinking about where we were at in 2020, 2021, which is really when the show came together. And obviously last year, everything changed. We had already been working on the exhibition for over a year, and we started to question Estamos Bien. How is the Latinx art community, the community at large, doing? And I should add that the title actually comes from the title of a work by one of the artists in the exhibition named Candida Alvarez, who created a painting called Estoy Bien, made after Hurricane Maria. And it was sort of her reaction to how people would ask her how she was doing, and she would just say Estoy Bien without thinking. And of course, then later, questioning, was she actually well? And so we wanted to pluralize that so that it applied to all of the artists in the show. And that title just has continued to evolve, and we get a lot of questions about it because we really do mean it to be like a sarcastic provocation, resilient, but with a little bit of, underlying ambiguity.
It could also be an affirmation too. It could also be an affirmation. So, Elia, what's your take on that? Because I know you were ready to jump in.
I see it as resistance. Like for me, when we were talking about it and when the show was going to open, which was in 2020, it was supposed to open right before the election, after the census was taken. And, it was very much present, kids in cages and all the immigration that was the negativity that was around that and how that negativity was being applied. And I think when you think about Estoy Bien, I think that's like saying, I'm good, even when I'm not good, but I'm good because I'm good. I'm still going to be here. So it was definitely for me like a point of resistance. And now I don't think that very much has changed. I think there's still a struggle for more Latinx visibility. And so, yes, we're good. Estamos bien.
Estamos bien, beautiful. Well said, ladies, and noted, and noted. So let's talk about the fact that, first of all, it's a year delayed. Second of all, you chose not to go virtual, right? Because a lot of art exhibitions just basically converted into virtual exhibitions, and you waited a whole year so that it could be presented in a physical form that people can go to the gallery and actually visit. And then there's the aspect of it being Latinx art within the United States. So let's talk about all those points in why, aside from the fact that it's more relevant now than ever, why it was so important for you guys to do it in the actual physical space of a Museo del Barrio.
So, we actually did take a hybrid approach. As Elia just said, we were really aiming for October 2019, thinking about the presidential election and the census. And although we delayed the physical reopening until now in the spring, what we did instead was we commissioned 5 of the artists from the show to create digital projects. So it wasn't a virtual exhibition, but rather specific works that were really designed for the online art world. So an example of that is a work by Susanna V, who's a New York-based artist, who she created a work called Obituaries of the American Dream, originally designed to take place online, where participants could log in, submit their testimony about when they felt that this American dream died for them. And then later, now that the show is open, Lasagna, as well as all of the other online projects, they've actually been translated into the physical space. So when you enter Estamos Bien, you'll actually see Lasagna's work, which has been now converted into, you know, part of the physical exhibition. So we really, I think we wanted to hold on to that, hold on to the momentum that we were thinking about last year. And yet we really felt strongly that like we had to have an exhibition in person to be able to showcase these amazing artists.
Right, and it's also honoring the times as well, right? So before we go, Elia, what do you think is the primary conversation within the entire curation?
The primary conversation is, El Museo has been, aside from showcasing young Latin artists, it's also been historical. It's kind of focused on educating, right? I think that's to some degree the role of an institution. And so I think with this exhibition, there's definitely that going on too, showing or hoping people see the breadth of how, the vast breadth of how Latinx art is in this country, and also moving it beyond the regional. So it's not just New York, it's not just LA, just having these big conversation, which shows differences but highlights similarities as well. And I think it's just important because I think in the last 3 or 4 years there has been an interest, I think a rise in an interest, partly because of the immigrant situation, but also because the population is growing. So I think that that's where the exhibition, I hope people get out of
Well,
that.
no, it's important, and it really makes sense, right? And I love what you had said earlier, Susanna, with regards to just really paying homage to the fact that we did have to convert everything to virtual virtual presentations, and doing the hybrid of saying, hey, you know what, we're not going to exclude that aspect of it because this is what we had to do in order to survive during this particular time, which it also loans itself to the artistry of it as well. And then there's the reality of us being able to connect a lot more expansively because of the fact that we were virtual, right? So there's that finding the similarities in our differences, which happens to be my tagline. It's one of the things I say to everyone and anyone who will listen, and understanding that, we're humans first. And so these voices that you're amplifying right now, they're being told of course, with color and through this experience. But at the end of the day, it's here, local, accessible within New York City. And we still have to deal with limitations, right? Because isn't the museum open just 2 days out of the week right now, and you have to make an appointment, and also the museum needs support as well. Do you want to add to that, Susanna?
Yeah, I mean, right now we are open only 2 days a week. Hopefully that will change over the course of the exhibition, but the good news is the show is up through September. So we're really hopeful that everyone will have their chance to see it. If they're not feeling like they're ready to come to the museum yet, hopefully over the course of a few months they will. And that includes the artists. Some of the local artists have been able to visit the show, but talking about coming together, it was really a hope of ours that we would be able to bring all of the artists from wherever they are, from St. Louis, Missouri to Puerto Rico, to be able to come together so that we can continue to have the conversations that we hope the exhibition is starting, and that we're starting to see even with social media with our visitors. It's been amazing to see how everyone's already really connecting with the work.
Yes.
Beautiful. Yeah. So before we go, do you have any last words you want to share, Elia? Because I know you were the guest curator on this particular project.
Last words I want to share is thank you, Susanna and Rodrigo and El Museo, for giving me this opportunity, to reach beyond my regional, friends and that I have here. I just think the time is now. The time is now. It's like Latinx artists, people, just can't be ignored. We're here. Y estamos bien, and we're here.
Beautiful, thank you. And you know what? We have a lot more in common than we even make note of. So definitely make it your business to experience it in Estamos Bien, La Trienal 2021. That's going to be on display until September 2021. And for tickets to view the exhibition, you can go to elmuseo.org. All right, don't go anywhere because Bobby C's Weekly Sports Roundup is coming up next.